Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Plat. Really quick, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say we are going to announce the winner of the giveaway at the end of this video. So you either need to click to the end or you do what is intended by the strategy and you watch to the end. But let's be honest, it's a long video. You could just click to the end if you want to find out. But also, really quick, turns out about being a sub, I thought that I could filter this by subs only. Turns out I can't. So you know what? If you're not subbed, you're still in it to win it. So could be worth checking out at the end of the video. Anyway, let's jump into it. Hey there, everybody. Welcome back with the Plat. Welcome to another My Hero video. And today we're just going to take a look at Iida. Why are we, I haven't really done any of these. Is this a review? Not really. It's kind of an overview, if anything. But why Iida first? Well, Iida is my favorite character in this game. In terms of how fun they are to play, are they the best? No, probably not. They're not quite All Might levels of good in all the content. The auto battler doesn't really know how to use them, but I did want to overview him because he is probably my favorite character to play, as he is super fun if you just like flashy, cool, fast moves. So we'll kind of just go over how I recommend to build him. And you know, we'll kind of go over a couple of maybe some of his combos. I mean, well, there's a combo thing here, but I'll kind of go over his skill set really quick and just, I don't know, we'll kind of feel this video out. You know, I don't have a structure for this. I do unit reviews in Dragon Quest Tact. I don't really have a system for that in this game yet. But I figured let's just show off a unit that I like. So first thing, you know, these don't really matter. I mean, they matter in terms of leveling up, but they don't really help that much in this. So here's his skills. Basically, this guy is going to be very, 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 very reliant on his normal attack, more so than any other character in the game, probably. So if for some reason you're not leveling everything up to the max level you can, boost combo is probably going to be what you want to do the most, as basically everything is based off of his boost combo. Everything is about increasing the attack speed. This is kind of like, this is just like a good strong attack. I don't know how many hits this does. It does a lot. The point is, this is like kind of like a slightly stronger boost combo. The ratios don't look like it is, but it is like it does a really, really good amount of damage. But this is, you kind of use this every now and then, right? Every 12 seconds. Outside of that, you're basically using boost combo. Recipro burst. This attack is very, I don't use it very much. Now you do get hyper armor when you use it, which is good. And it could do a lot of damage. It can do a lot of damage, but when you're going up against bosses, typically basically this dumps your speed meter. So, you know what, we'll just go in right here and go straight into a training thing, right? Training, start. To kind of give an overview of his skill set and how you should be playing him. All right, so what you have here is the speed meter. As you attack, just in general, look at like you'll, it looks like there's like a few second cooldown, but I can get this to fill up really fast with boost thing. We'll take a look at the talents here in a second. But basically, you fill up this meter, and when you fill up this meter, it doesn't matter what you fill it up to. You can fill it up to whatever you want. 0% here, and it goes up to 25%. You don't see the percentage, but full is 25%. What you're gonna do is you're gonna hit your Q ability, and it's gonna take this meter and empty it, and it's gonna add it to your attack speed. Because right now our attack speed is the same, right? As it was before. No different. And now what happens if we use this? This is like a cool attack. Not only does it do it, but you also like kick him in the face, right? Yeah, you do that, and now we have a 25%. Oh, it didn't even work that time. I don't know why, but let's go ahead and get it back up. All right, now we have 25% attack speed, right? So now we're attacking 25% faster. And you see, now that we're attacking faster, it actually fills up this meter faster, right? So that you can use this again. And so then you can start building up again. Now we have 50% attack speed, and then you fill it up again, and you go here, and then you have 75, and it goes all the way up to 200, right? So also you could use if your combo ends, or you yeah, if your combo ends, basically if this ends, it'll take your attack speed, it'll go back down to 0. And for some reason this doesn't, the first one doesn't always give me stuff even when it's there. I don't know if it's like if it's buggy or not. But so this attack is a lot like your boost combo. It does a, what? All Might, please get out of here. Let's put on unlimited power. So this is All Might, stop it. All Might, stop it. There we go. So you run up to him, and you'll like run from a far distance, and it does like pretty good damage, and mostly it'll pretty much always fill your boost meter. But actually, like, you can close a huge gap. If someone is standing still for a second, you can just totally destroy him. All Might actually is obviously unsynergistic with this. I won't use him as an assist because he is knocking him out of the range. But it is worth noting that he's going to run whatever direction you hit. So if you're running to the right and you use it... Oh, never mind. Sometimes, like, if you're running a direction, like, away, he won't turn around to hit him. Like, he'll just go the direction that he's facing. Maybe it's slightly different in training or other things, but... So this attack here is actually... It's very similar, right? You have 3 attacks, run straight forward, and this one also runs straight forward. But this one has a big delay. However, all your attacks delays, like this... All these things are going to get faster with attack speed as well, including this attack. So he goes 1, 2, 3, boom. And then he goes and he charges and he does a kick, right? Like that. That'll go faster with attack speed also. But basically what it's going to take is this attack speed meter and it's going to drain it and it's going to convert all that into damage, which is kind of good. But also, I actually almost never use it. I like the hyper armor on it. It's got the hyper armor makes it valuable in PvP. Which it could be good in that situation, but when I'm fighting a boss, like I want my attack speed to stay at 200%, right? If they're at like 1 bar left or like 4 bars or something, and I think I could kill them by doing this into an ult, maybe I'll do something like that. But for the most part, I don't mess with that too much. But so we've gone over his skill sets. It's very simple, right? But a part that we haven't really discussed yet is his quirk. What does it do? Basically, the only thing it does one thing and one thing only. It causes this bar right here to not deplete ever. It does 2 things. I'm sorry. It causes this bar to not deplete, and it causes your attack speed to not go down, even if you miss your combo, right? So if we come here and we take a look, all right, let's just get our attack speed up. You're gonna see we have this meter here, right? And then our attack speed is at 19%, and then boom, it goes down into 0. And so what happens when you have this meter is, let's go ahead and get this filled up. And so now when you use this, it'll actually be pretty cool. So, right, we see this hit, we hit this, boom, look at it, locks it. And now we can't lose our combo, right? For as long as this is up, our combo is staying, which means our attack speed is going to stay. Let's go ahead and get that back up. Also, what it does is it keeps this meter full. See, normally it empties and it would convert to damage. I don't know why it doesn't sometimes. Again, like on the first one, I have that issue all the time. I don't know if it's a bug or I'm misinterpreting an ability here. So let's say you have this all the way up. I think because it's like not actually full, but like I'll get it from walking, right? So let's just attack once and see if we have it. So now when you use this, it will cause the thing to not deplete, right? And so now you can see it doesn't deplete. You could use it again and again. And so you don't need to rebuild up the meter. And so what does all this equate to? All this equates to you being a guy that just likes to attack as fast as you can. Let's kind of watch what ideally is going to happen. This is obviously going to be against an enemy that's not fighting. When an enemy is fighting, you are going to be able to dodge left and right in the middle of his attacks and do other kinds of stuff, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you, your attack speed gets up to 200%. You have to use this to do it. So we're going to activate, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to just start kicking, right? And we're going to start kicking, and we're going to start kicking. And then when we're done kicking, and now our thing's up, right? So now we have to make sure we keep the combo going. But against an enemy like this, it's not going to matter. And so we just keep going. We're at 100%, 125. And this is actually going to be built up really fast. As long as you get that first 25%, you can actually get up to 100% really easily. And then getting up to 160, I think, is about usually where I end up getting. The 200% I usually end up fucking up. But look at, so now we're at 200%, right? Look at this attack speed. It's actually like fucking Super Saiyan levels, just like ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. And look at our attack speed on all of our abilities, right? They're all faster. Even that, remember that charge up? Now look at our charge up here. Boom. So that hit for 23,000 damage, which is pretty good because normally you're hitting for 5,000. Let's actually take a look what this hits at with absolutely 0 meter. I'm interested. So it's that slow and it hits for 14,000. So it about doubled the damage to have 200%, which seems kind of low, but it also didn't crit, and you probably can crit with it. Once you get SS, you get a much higher crit chance. And just for fun, let's look at his ultimate here. His ultimate looks insanely fast until you get him to 200% attack speed, and then it looks like he's actually putting on the brakes for this ultimate. All right, so that's basically his skill set. You're trying to get up to 200 attack speed, and while you're attacking, let's say you get up to closer to 100% is more kind of be the range where you're at in a lot of times when you're fighting bosses. So you're going to be right around here, and then bosses are going to do stuff. You're going to come out here, right? And then you're going to come back in, keep it going, and then you're gonna come back in, use this ability, and then you're gonna keep trying to dodge, because if you get hit by something, it's gonna be a hard time. If you you're gonna have a bad time. If you're gonna get hit by something, you really want to wait until this is up, because then this will like save you. Once you have like a certain amount of attack speed, you can use this for a panic button, so that way you don't have to worry about losing your shit. But all right, so that's kind of what his kit does and what he's about. So how do I recommend building him? As for the cards, let's go talents then cards. So this is not exactly actually what I recommend. I recommend going for this ability first myself. This is just a flat 40% damage increase, and it's actually more than that, because it's every attack in his boost combo deals 40% additional true damage. And if true damage is anything like it is in every other fucking game, that means that this ignores defense, basically, right? It can't be resisted by any effects. So this is doing potentially even what would be considered more damage than what would normally be happening. Plus these things leading up, I think this is the thing that's kind of fucking me up right here. The overload meter is expended after shifting. So he reuses the fuel in his engines. Using the burst grants 50 points on the overload meter. So maybe this is what I'm looking at, and so maybe I'm supposed to be using E or something with that, but this ability is pretty cool too. 20% attack speed and crit damage by 15%. This is good, but the thing is, like, his attack speed goes up to plus 200%. So this is mostly for the crit damage. I actually don't like this one very much at all. Now, this one, on the other hand, learns to face his enemies crit damage in proportion to 50% of his current engine boost. Now, this is going to come down to like a personal skill level. The AI is not going to get up to 200%. They're not going to get up to 100% on Iida. All right, so this is going to be much worse on auto than a flat damage attack speed and crit damage upgrade. However, this is pretty good if you're manual, because right, 50% damage in proportion to the current engine boost. So this means if you get to 200%, he's going to be doing 100% extra critical damage. Or so I could interpret this two ways. Either it's 50% damage is the cap, and if you're at 200%, you do 50% more damage, and it's kind of, you know, the 50% is not always there. If you're at 100%, it's at 25, and so it scales up to there. Or it's 50% of your engine boost is converted into critical damage. So you're either going to do 100 to 50 to 100% extra crit damage as you get to that 200 engine. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but that's an insane amount of crit damage. Crit damage is already, you know, hitting really high, and he has some skills that he gets early on, right? Increases crit rate. So he has a lot of, crit rate by 5% and crit damage by, so he has a passive 5% crit rate. This one doesn't do crit rate, but this also does crit rate, right? For every boost up to 20 stacks. So he has a higher and higher crit rate. And then even if you ever get to SS plus, I think he gets more crit damage as well. So he's going to be critting more than the average person, especially because he is doing so many attacks. Where did I put my talents? Here we go. So this is going to be pretty good. You're going to be getting this a lot of effect, and honestly, some of these are pretty good. So typically, if you're manual, I recommend going for realization. If you're auto, you're probably going to go for class rep. However, class rep level 1. I wonder if it's weird that it's level 1. However, I do recommend another bottle just in general. I think it's good always. It's good manually and on auto. So this is like the safe tree that I would reset and go there right now, but it's 280 coins. And I'm like, is it really worth a pull in order to reset this? I'll just level it up as I get closer. So also, like, the things leading up to here, I think are some of the better skill trees as well. After using Q, you get increased attack speed by 2% for 5 seconds. Obviously, that doesn't seem like a lot. However, you're using this Q ability a lot. All right. Increases damage by 8%. That's not very good. Engine power is increased automatically every 5 seconds by 40 points. Okay, so this is what we're seeing here. This seems really good. However, there seems to be a glitch or a bug where it's not actually doing anything. Like, you saw the bar is full and I use it, it's still reading it as 0. So even I think Undying Engine might have a bug associated with it. I'm not 100% sure. It could be completely my fault, but we can see that it doesn't seem to be proccing that much for me. And actually, this is actually pretty good. Damage reduction is pretty nuts because you're right in their face all the time and you never let up or your damage falls off. So this is pretty good. However, here's another cool thing for Now let's get to the support cards. Obviously, I've got good support cards here, all right? I don't expect you to have these. Obviously, you kind of want his, right? He becomes, his damage increases with each of his combos up to a maximum of 40% extra damage. 40% extra damage is insane, of course. This is just a flat 12% extra damage, which is insane, of course. So I do recommend those. Here's kind of an interesting thing here. If you're going for 6-star cards, I do think Unconscious Monster might be as good as it gets. Increases damage caused by a character's normal attack by 12%. So that's just flat. That's just like an additional one of these cards, right? It's 12%. This is 12%, but it's only on your normal attack. However, every attack, there is a chance of entering Tyrant mode after every single normal attack. And I don't know if it's going to account for iIDA for the same, if like every combo, like, is it literally every point of damage that normal attack deals? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. All I know is this seems up all the fucking time. The character gains hyper armor. So you have hyper armor, which means you can't be interrupted. You can just keep attacking, keep attacking. And you get an additional 36% increased attack percent, which is like insane. Super, super amazing card on him. Other cards to consider, I do think Ectoplasm is very good, right? It's again kind of the same thing. I don't know what sneak mode is. This might be something like you literally have to turn invisible with like Froakie to do it. Damage caused by normal attacks increased by 8.5%, but even if this doesn't proc, I'm not 100% sure. Normal attacks have a chance to trigger clone. When clone is triggered, character's attack is increased by 50.5% for 10 seconds. So if you're able to get clone going on this, combined with it going on this, like you're doing insane amounts of damage, at least percentage increases. Now, one thing I think you could consider switching out for, is survivability. Maybe something like a Midnight, because if you have hyper armor going with this and you want to just tank through, it could be very, very good when your HP gets below 30% to just kind of heal back up to full, right? This is basically like a get out of jail free card in a lot of ways, as long as you're because you're having hyper armor, so you are able for 8 seconds to not really have to worry about damage. I think 8% is not that much, but he doesn't have that much HP and he does a lot of damage, so he's probably healing himself up pretty good here. I haven't used this too much, but I do think this is good. Also, if you find your damage is good enough and you need to go more defensively because he's just dying, because he could just die, especially on auto. The auto is terrible with him. You gain extra shield, right? And when the shield exists, you receive damage is reduced. There's also like get hyper armor. You know, just healing. Like I'd probably recommend something defensively. Actually, this one's kind of interesting. When a character's attack is non-critical, you obtain a stack of Combat Fist. Each stack of the status will increase crit rate by 1.5% up to 3 stacks, so it only goes up, what, 4.5%, but you're attacking a lot, and so this is going to be up constantly. The character's next crit will consume all the stacks, and the crit damage will be increased by 6.5 times, you know, 3 probably. What, so 6, 12, 18, 19.5%. Extra crit damage. I think this needs to get a rank up to be really good, but this definitely has a lot of potential here, especially when you kind of always have that up. And we already know he has like a lot of crit damage increases, so maybe it's not that bendingly powerful, but it does seem like it could be a good card to combine with him. I mean, you kind of got the ideal, right? You're looking for things that are going to proc on your normal attacks, which is why Nomu is so good, or Unconscious Monster is so good. I think Ectoplasm is probably going to be one of the best. You could actually even go with a Mastermind. Obviously, I've been going for Nomu for this card, but now I got Mastermind because they're in the same like plus bracket here. And now when you attack Hyper Armor, you get extra ultimate. And he actually, Iida has a other passive that when you break, it's in his chips. When you break the hyper armor of an enemy, you start doing more damage. So you are going to be, he actually kind of likes attacking hyper armor, which you don't have a choice, of course. But this, when a character hits the target, there's a chance you'll get Dominion. So you could just get a ton of ultimate recovery. If you think you're going up against a fight where you're not going to be able to sit there because they have a lot of AoE attacks, they become untargetable for a long time. This could be really good just to get the ultimate up and then go ultimate all day. I've used the an ultimate like 4 times, 5 times. Actually, in a Operation X with a few boosts, like 10 times I've used ultimate in one fight, which is pretty good. Anyway, look, I already have another Nomu. I'm waiting to get this to +3. I haven't done that many pulls. I just got really lucky. All right, I have done a good amount of pulls. His chips, obviously, chips are going to be the same for every character. You're going to want their passives. I don't think Iida's chips are that great. Again, it's when you break a villain's armor, damage dealt to that villain's increased by 0.2, so 0.3% up to 60 times. So, I mean, that gets pretty good, but it's not like... It does last until they're defeated. I don't fully understand the wording of this, how it works. It feels kind of lackluster, but again, the chips, it is still a passive that is going to be pretty good here. As for assists, I actually do think it matters. We're going to activate this because I don't want to lose. Okay, yeah, let's just switch this actually, because I don't mind All Might coming in and knocking someone into the air, but when you're using this attack and they're knocking them back, that's like a pure negative. And I actually am going to use something like this, I think, Charge Strike. Like, you may not think these matter, but as you saw perfectly, All Might coming in really fucked up our combo potential. So that's that there. And as for that, I think that's going to cover it for this unit. This is a long video. This is probably way too long. Overall, what do I think of Iida? I currently have him server rank 2. I honestly, okay, here's the important thing. What content is he good in? I think he's good in arena. He sucks against Floaty Chick, but I think he's really, really good against really strong bosses, as long as you've got the reflexes to be dodging those attacks at a moment's notice and really, really pushing your luck, kind of. But like they're about to do an attack, not sitting back and waiting for it to, like, all right, they're waiting, like really using iframes to kind of try to stay in the attack range of it, or move out at the very last second and keep the pressure up. He could do more damage than most characters once you get that attack speed up. It gets absolutely disgusting. But again, I think he's kind of a high skill character, and he's not very good on auto, and he's not very good in no, he's mostly just not good at auto, right? So he's not going to be, his attack speed goes up to like 20% or something. Like the AI just doesn't know how to use him. And there seems to be a bug with that talent. But overall, one of the most fun characters to play. You just feel fucking badass and you're just destroying shit. I do love me some Iida. And that's going to be it, guys. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. If you love it, hate it, let me know. Either way, hope you enjoyed it. I'll do more on more characters. Hopefully we'll develop a bit more of a structure going forward about what I think about characters. Or, you know, let me know what you want me to talk about. What are things that you need to know about these characters that I'm not addressing, or things that are redundant that you've heard before you don't need to hear about. And that'll be it, guys. Thank you so much. For Platypus is Purplatypus. I will see you next time. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Now for the giveaway, I got the URL in here, filtering by duplicate users, and whoever gets this wins. Hopefully it's not someone insulting me, but you know, you get what you sign up for when you do these things. Anthony, good luck to everyone. Well, Anthony, looks like you got the luck today. Is that a Hinata Naruto character? Looks like it might be. Anyway, yeah, Anthony, please reach out to me on Discord to receive your $25, however you wish to receive it. If you're in the United States, Google Play cards can work just fine. Otherwise, you know, we'll talk about it. Hit me up on Discord. Link is in the description. Thank you very much. And that's it, guys. The Purplatypus is Purplatypus.